Three, two, one. YouTube.com, Jamestown, California, and on Instagram, Jamestown, Calif. Real quick, I'm going to talk about the Keystone Pipeline and what I'm hearing regarding the administration signing executive orders to close down 11,000 jobs currently and even more high-paying jobs, and closing the construction of some of that pipeline. What I want to say is the reason that they're saying is they're closing it down is not true. If they're going to start using the climate excuse for everything that they want to make a change, well, this one I think we might have been able to catch them in a fly on the first day, number one. Claiming that this is for national security. We are closing down the Keystone Pipeline and other efficient energy sources while we are independent from energy from other countries. We're closing down the Keystone Pipeline for national security. That's what they're saying. So I'm going to catch them on their first lie. This is take one. It's the complete opposite of what they're saying. The fact that if China is being aggressive versus Taiwan just yesterday or the day before, and they are signing executive orders reinstating the Iran nuclear deal while in the Syria campaign. That war has been at a standstill for the last 3 years since the sanctions, since the administration took out the general, the former administration. And Rand Paul, you totally lied on the Ingram angle regarding your opinion why there should be no involvement in the Syria campaign. You were actually pumping up a war criminal that has killed 1 million civilians and has forced recruitment, and the United Nations have done nothing. Rand Paul is a disgrace to international foreign policy, in my opinion. Going after Liz Cheney and Republicans going after other Republicans, in my book, is the lowest of the low. Matt Gaetz, if Liz Cheney has an opinion, you need to allow her to have that opinion. The president should have been impeached 6 months ago, but the media did not cover it. The grounds of impeachment, when he said slowing down testing to his team in a national emergency, that was breach of trust. None of the Republicans wanted to cover it. None of them. And it's your fault why we lost Georgia, the Republicans. Going after other Republicans is not going to solve the issue. All it's going to do is split the party in 2 or 3. Right now, there is no party. I just want to let you know, your only party is the lost party that just lost. You lost Georgia. Wake up. You lost Georgia. There's just no excuse for that. So the ripple effect for not switching candidates while we were in the lead, if you were to have placed Tim Scott in a ticket with Mike Pence or vice versa, that ticket may have won the election, and I think it would have won Georgia. It would have won key states. Completely different outcome. But you guys were so in love with Donald Trump, even though he was breaching trust right in front of us during a national emergency. I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. Okay, because now the Democratic media is doing the same thing that the Republican media did. They're not going to cover the news. And this is what I'm going to cover real quick. The Keystone Pipeline, closing it down is versus national security. Because if you were in a war, how are you going to fuel those planes? Are you going to go borrow the oil overseas and then bring it from way over there to over there? That's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. So that's a lie right there. Doing it for national security is untrue because it's the complete opposite. They're doing it not for national security. They're doing it just to do it, and it's against national security because if there were a war, how are you going to fuel those planes? And that Keystone Pipeline is in a strategic spot right in the middle of the country. I just don't understand the logic when you say it's for national security because it's not true. That right there is a breach of trust. Lying. Grounds of impeachment right away. Lying. When you're in debt, you don't have the right to yank those jobs, in my opinion. So they're claiming that they want gas fuel efficiency while the state makes money per gallon on the gas. So at 33 miles a gallon, this car right here, it's an average miles per gallon for a new car. They're getting the tax for the gallons every time a customer goes to the gas station. But they want everybody to drive electric cars and Teslas like John Kerry. And John Kerry doesn't understand that we can't afford Teslas, so we got to drive other cars. But just to say, if you were to drive a Tesla or another car, this car next to me, the hybrid, is 52 miles a gallon. It sells for $10,000 more because it's a hybrid. However, if a car is getting 52 miles a gallon versus a car 33 miles a gallon, the state actually loses money on gasoline per gallon per city the customer's driving. So that logic to pay the bill is also incorrect. It's incorrect. I mean, 33 is already good, but at 52, then they're not going to make the money that they were going to make per gallon. It's ludicrous. So we've caught the new administration in their first lie, and it's actually a breach of trust. Wouldn't say it's grounds for impeachment, but it is a breach of trust. When Donald Trump said Kung flu and he kept saying it, that was grounds for impeachment. The Republicans had a chance to switch the candidate while we were in the lead and get all the red states that they were going to get. And having Tim Scott there would have changed the ball game for all the undecided voters, and it might have made a difference. If it didn't make a difference in the national election, it would have made a difference in Georgia, in my opinion, because of where he's at South Carolina in that section. So you guys just were not Republican strategists. You were all self-centered attack mongers. You're attacking people within your own country. The other people that you claim are warmongers, what you're saying, Rand Paul, is untrue. Knocking off Assad, the own people are going to do it because there's no UN nations doing anything. And the Iran nuclear deal funneled money to give terrorists and militias to kill civilians, and you didn't do anything about it. And what you said on the Ingram angle is not true, because just in the last couple years, completely different free army groups have emerged that are going after the groups that are going after civilians because no one's doing anything about it. And just don't get in the way because you've lied. Just stay out of the way. Like, you want to stay out of the way, let them just do it. They're being more American than we are, but you're afraid to let us see what they're doing because you're so panicked over what happened a couple weeks ago when you guys looks like you set up part of that. It really does. The proof is in the video, and it's a shame that 5 people died, and you guys are just such horrendous politicians when it comes to policy, going after an impeachment of a president when you should have tried to impeach him 6 months ago, but you lied on the Russian collusion. You didn't go do the impeachment 6 months ago on Kung flu or slowing down testing because you thought you might lose points and it might close the gap because you had lied the first time. So the second time it was uncredible. Although the second time was credible, you didn't do anything. Now you're doing it so he doesn't run in 2024. It's just another Democratic lie. And the fact that TV gives Alexandria Cortez all this airtime to go on Instagram doing her little putt videos, I could do the same videos and match all those videos of all those people that you guys are claiming dislike or like or dislike. It's totally untrue. Pro-life people are the most logical people because anyone that would destroy a baby and a life after the heartbeat, especially late term, that's the person that has the problem. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to that opinion. You don't have the right to tell me that if a life is a life and it's science, and in the 8th month you think it's okay to destroy it, it's a life. That's not right. It's just not right. And you're one of those people that think it's right. These are the people that enacted those laws in New York that just did the nursing homes boo-boo, claiming there was less deaths in the nursing homes when they deliberately put those people in those nursing homes because they thought that was the best way to stop the virus, because they didn't have the information, or the information that they had, they were panicked. I have had the information from the very beginning, and I'm going to tell you right now, we are ready to open yesterday. If you disagree with me, quarantine yourself for 15 days, and after those 15 days, the following Monday, we are ready to open. We are ready to go to school. We're ready to open. And pretty soon we're ready to take off these masks. You guys have mismanaged this entire crisis. And then you blame the insurgent on all the country when it was your fault. 400,000 people died. Congress. We're barely getting the information to wear 95 masks. I did an assignment the last couple of weeks to see if the same things were in place that caused the virus or that could lead to a virus in a surge, and the same things are in place for it to happen again. They have not corrected it. And I'm not going to go through what I noticed and what my assignment was. It was just going through real people and going to see different cities and how they're doing. You guys hurt a lot of people. You don't realize how much you hurt people. And when you continue to go on TV and lie like Rand Paul and your crap foreign pussy policy and then attack Liz Cheney, you're the one that needs to resign. In my opinion, I think the other side needs to take a big swing at this side. A big swing. So you guys never destroy our party again. And if I want to go on the offensive, I will. I just want to let you guys know that when Republicans are going after other Republicans, that is aggressive. You should not be doing that. If she has the votes, she has the votes. If she doesn't have the votes, she doesn't have the votes, and that's it. You don't go from Florida to Wyoming to campaign against her like Matt Gaetz did, trying to promote a book. It's hideous and ridiculous, this charade of continuing to support a president that said Kung flu and that directed his team to slow down testing when those were grounds of impeachment. If our party just stood up to that wrong, we might have won the election, and I can tell you we would have not lost Georgia. That is youtube.com, Jamestown, California.